Who are the stiffest guys you ever worked with in the ring?
Stiffest?
You mentioned Ronnie and Wahoo.
Stan Hansen.
Stan.
No, Garvin wasn't stiff. He just
No,
had
I mean, just his job.
he just said the one.
right.
Stan Hansen.
Stan.
Try wrestling him for an hour in Tokyo. Good Lord. He's blind anyway. Good Lord.
He couldn't see shit.
Right. One time I was going to cut myself, and he threw me we're wrestling in the Omni in Atlanta, and he hit me with that damn lariat. The blade was stuck in my head for the next 30 minutes. Couldn't get it out.
You know the best.
Because you see him coming across the ring like this, and bam, he'd hit you with that damn lariat.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Stan, the best. Stan is a wonderful, great guy, and just he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But what was it? That deal happened with Bruno and him up there. That was where he dropped him on his head. You know?
Yeah.
Which led to really good business too.
That's what I was fixing to say. That led to some good business. You know? But you know, as Stan worked that way, because he was in that era. Again, why do we evolve the way that we do? Everything's in evolving.
Yeah, but you had to be. I'm gonna tell you, Japan was the epitome. If you want to talk about stiff, Japan. Yeah, there's nothing like it. The guys, the guys today couldn't have made it over there for a week because those little Japs, not little Japs, little Japanese, young Japanese boys were trying to get over.
Right.
And they, Jesus, suplex. I mean, it's brutal. How many times did jumbo suplex drop in your head?
Oh, no idea.
Oh, Jesus.
How did you avoid them from beating you up and getting your stuff in?
Well, you just had to hold your own. You held your own, and that's what everybody had to do. You had to hold your own. I mean, it wasn't a cakewalk over there. Nor was it ever a cakewalk anywhere. You know, and Rick, you always have nuts in this business. And you have the most wonderful guys in the world, but there are nuts in it too.
Yeah.
Do you think it really helped you back in the '70s when you learned how to hook and shoot? Later on in your career, especially when you went over to Japan.
To hook and shoot, you never hooked and shot. He performed.
I performed always in the ring, but
people didn't mess around with Terry Funk. They did me. There was a couple of guys you didn't mess around in the business. Harley Race, Terry Funk. Me, that they abused.
Oh, that's bullshit too.
I mean, in Japan.
What about Bruiser Brody?
Great. For me personally, I don't know how he feels about him, but I made a lot of money with Brody in Japan and in the States. And Brody, to me, he wasn't stiff at all. He was intimidating. Because when he came running across that ring with that big knee drop on you, looked like he'd kill you, but never hurt you. But the thing that made Brody and Hansen so unique is for big guys, they were in phenomenal shape. Brody could wrestle an hour every night of the week, so could Stan if he had to.
Yeah.
But you had to be in condition and survive in Japan, and that's where they made their living,
I think Bruce was a great performer, and I think he understood the business more than
He let on.
Well, yeah, he was, but he would would Rick and I squash somebody on TV?
Never.
Like he would squash somebody.
Yeah.
I think Rick and I always went ahead and
we made.
I know Rick for certain, and I hope to think that I did, but I always tried to make a guy look better at the end of the match. No matter, and Ric Flair did that with everybody that he got in the ring with.
Even an enhancement guy. That was, to me, it was that word. I never liked the word job guy. Those guys enhanced us.
Yeah,
but we enhanced them.
I
never liked the word job guy. There was nobody was a job guy. They were out there busting their ass to work with us, and we busted our ass. And guys like Terry and I and Harley was the same way. Harley gave 60% of the match to a guy that nobody even knew who he was before he beat him. I mean, that's what we did.
Right.
There was that beating up a guy and getting in 2 seconds. That wasn't what we did for a living.
What do you think would have happened to Frank or to Bruiser if he didn't pass? Do you think he would be in WCW or WWE, or would he stayed in Japan and done the territories?
No, he couldn't. He was a rebel without a cause.
He was a rebel, yeah.
Yeah.
We had Bolsheviks back in, and he was one.
Yeah.
So, and he drew money everywhere he went. But he had a different outlook on the business, and that's what unfortunately, that's what caused him his demise.
Do you think he would have? So he would have stayed in Japan. He would never have worked for Vince.
No,
No.
never.
No.
He never could have put up the rules. You know, in Atlanta TV, he threw a kid out of a wheelchair.
Yeah.
All right.
You know that, right? You remember that?
I didn't even hear about that story.
Oh, God, yeah. Barnett fired him right there that
They
day.
fired him like that day. Ball,
I mean, he didn't throw the kid, but he tipped. The kid was in a wheelchair at ringside, and
you know,
Brody flipped over the kid in the wheelchair.
That's heat.
Yeah, that's heat. It's heat with the people in the office, not the office,
yeah,
the network.
that's
Wow.
he said it right there.
Yeah, the
You know,
network.
lost
Geez,
the TV.
Barnett went crazy.
Wow.
Can't be tipping. That was back in the 80s. If you imagine doing that now,